My brother's roommate is weird. Sometimes he deliberately walks past me without a shirt on. Other times, as if with a guilty conscience, he avoids me for days on end. I always thought I was overthinking it. Until one day, I came across a post from an anonymous account. I've fallen for my roommate's girlfriend. She seems to like me a little too, but it doesn't look like she's planning to break up with my roommate. What should I do? I'm seriously going crazy. So lost, so conflicted. I've had a good moral upbringing since I was a child. How could I become a third wheel, hiding in the shadows? I can't keep sinking like this. Starting tomorrow, I'm going to avoid her. Marking it down, day 0 of not liking her. Today doesn't count. Day 0 of not liking her. Didn't sleep well last night, doesn't count. Day 0 of not liking her. Caught a cold, doesn't count. Day 0 of not liking her. Returning from the break, I knocked furiously on my brother's dorm room door, 3 or 4 shopping bags in each hand. Bro. Open up. I can't hold these anymore. Coming. The dorm room door finally opened. Exhausted, I collapsed into a chair and directed my brother to unpack. This is the braised beef from home, and some clothes I brought for you, and, just look for yourself. If my brother hadn't failed a class and had to stay for a makeup exam, my mom wouldn't have sent me to deliver so many things. The sound of water from the bathroom seemed to have gotten quieter. As if remembering something, my brother shouted toward the bathroom. Sia Union, Luo Luo is here to see me. Remember to put on a shirt when you come out later. The person inside didn't answer. My brother didn't seem to mind and went on unpacking by himself. When he got to a large bag of black, indescribable objects, his hand trembled, and he looked at me in horror. This can't be. What do you think? I replied wearily. My mother, a career-driven superwoman, capable of anything and everything. Except for one seemingly ordinary but truly terrifying hobby, baking. With just one batch of cupcakes, she achieved the heroic feat of sending our entire family to the hospital for stomach pumping on New Year's Eve. My brother closed his eyes and said through gritted teeth. Why didn't you try to talk her out of it at home? Eating this stuff could kill someone. Ha. Easy for you to say. If she could be talked out of it, we wouldn't have needed to get an annual pass for stomach pumping. Just as I was about to argue my case, there was a sudden creak behind me. The bathroom door was pushed open. I subconsciously glanced in that direction. And then, I couldn't look away. Xia Yunian had only a bath towel wrapped around his lower body. He gave me a lazy glance, raised a hand to push his wet hair back, revealing his strikingly sharp and intense features. Water droplets slid down his hair, tracing the sharp line of his jaw and landing on his chiseled abs, following the grooves downwards. My brother turned around, startled. Damn, Xia Yunyan, didn't I tell you to put on some clothes before coming out? Xia Yunyan awkwardly looked away. Did you? Sorry, I was thinking about something and didn't hear you. Our dorm soundproofing is so bad, and you still didn't hear me? My brother muttered, waving his hand. Never mind, just hurry up and put some clothes on. Xia Yunyan casually nodded, took a t-shirt from the wardrobe, and turned back into the bathroom. He came out again wearing clothes this time. But for some reason, a large patch on his chest was wet. The smooth, toned muscles were faintly visible, catching my eye several times. My brother went into the bathroom, insisting on changing clothes and curling his hair before going out to eat with me. I sat outside alone, feeling like looking in any direction was awkward, so I just kept scrolling through my phone. Refreshing and refreshing again. A post caught my eye. What should I do if I fall in love with my roommate's girlfriend? How melodramatic. How explosive. This is the kind of time to read some gossip to distract myself. I clicked on it with great interest. This isn't for clout, I'm not trying to drive traffic, I'm really desperate and that's why I'm asking online. I hope everyone will be kind. Here's the thing, my roommate has a very beautiful girlfriend, 2 years younger than me. she's also a great student, and she's so cute when she smiles. Sorry, I'm getting off track. The first time I saw her, my heart raced. I thought it was just a feeling, but every time I see her after that, I fall for her more and more. Today, just now, I did something that let my roommate down. I deserve to die, but doesn't the roommate who brought his girlfriend back to the dorm bear some responsibility too? Sorry, I'm getting emotional, that's not what I meant, my roommate is innocent, I'm just too jealous, it's all my fault. I'll definitely find a way to make it up to my roommate, whether he wants money or something else, as long as he's willing to let me have his girlfriend. This is also the first time I've encountered something like this. I want to ask everyone if they have any experience being a mistress. Of course, I don't want to be a mistress, I'm just asking in advance, just in case. The post had only been out for a short time, and there were already thousands of comments. Anyone can post anything online now, even if you're a mistress who covets your roommate's girlfriend. The poster replied, "Please don't say that, I'm not a mistress, at least not yet." Netizen, if you were, that would be outrageous. Please wake up, don't ruin other people's relationship. Dude, after saying so much, can't you just control yourself and not fall for your roommate's girlfriend? The poster replied, "You don't understand, she's really cute. If you were me, you would also walk down a road where you're not quite a mistress, and your roommate is no longer quite your roommate." Netizen, stop, stop, stop. First, tell me, what exactly did you do to upset your roommate? Original poster replied, "After my shower, I was a bit dazed and intentionally appeared in front of her without a shirt on. Thinking back, it's truly shameful. I stooped so low as to try and use my body to keep her. Where was my morality? Where was my bottom line?" Netizens were shocked, so you agonized psychologically online for ages, but when it came to seducing someone, you didn't hesitate at all? So, what was your roommate's girlfriend's reaction? I'm dying to know, tell me. Original poster replied, "This is the key point I want to make." She looked at me for a long time, her gaze didn't move for a second. What do you guys think, could she possibly like me a little too? Netizens' sharp comments, she probably just liked the view. Is the original poster in good shape? Does he have an 8-pack? If so, I'd look too. Why not, right? The original poster replied with a single word, yes. The comments section immediately exploded. How about this, listen to me, immediately take a picture of your abs and send it to me. I'll know who's right and who's wrong at a glance. Don't trick him, upstairs. What if he actually believes you? Within just a few minutes, thousands of comments requesting of pictures followed this one. The original poster reluctantly replied, "Please stop sending private messages asking for photos. I am a very traditional person and will not show my body to strangers casually." Netizens, who had been excited for a while, immediately retorted. Now you're traditional? You were quicker than anyone to take off your clothes in front of your roommate's girlfriend. It was too brilliant. I watched for a long time, my shoulders shaking with laughter. I scrolled into the original poster's profile. It looked like a burner account. There was nothing on the profile except that one post, and even the nickname was a jumble of random characters. The avatar was a picture of an orange cat. When I clicked it open, I noticed there was also a hand at the edge of the photo, gently resting on the cat's back, with a tiny mole on the wrist bone. For some reason, it looked a bit familiar. Before I could remember anything, my brother finally emerged with his airy, feathery haircut and slung an arm around my shoulder. Let's go, time to eat. I'm starving." Nearing the door, he paused, then turned back. "Oh, right, Xia Yunian, haven't you eaten yet? Want to come to the cafeteria with us?" Xia Yunian turned his head, his eyes slightly red, his gaze resting on me for a few seconds before moving away. "Okay." My brother scratched his head. "You're actually coming?" "I was just being polite, honestly." "Alright, I'll treat you two today." At the cafeteria, my brother, uncharacteristically generous, splurged on a large pot of lobster bisque. When you take a bite, your words are few. When you take a hand, your arm is weak. I put on gloves, skillfully peeled dozens of shrimp, and pushed the plate towards my brother, sweetly saying, "Today, let the generous and rich big brother eat first." Xia Yunian, sitting opposite us, paused, the glove he had just put on instantly tearing a large hole, and said in a deep voice, "Jiang Su, how can you make a girl peel shrimp for you?" My brother was startled. "Is that not allowed?" Xia Yunian gave him a cold stare. 7 large, glaring words were written in his eyes. "You've disappointed me so much." My brother opened his mouth, then closed it, and finally, meekly brought the plate to me. "Well, Luo Luo, you eat first." Although I didn't quite understand what they were arguing about, but I had no obligation not to eat. I lowered my head without a word, just chewing and chewing. The mountain of shrimp before me had just been leveled. Another new plate was placed in front of me. Xia Yunian cleared his throat and said with great solemnity, "The shrimp here is very fresh. If you like it, we can come eat together again next time." I never expected my brother's roommate, who looked so cold, to be actually quite a nice person. I smiled at him, my eyes curving. "Thank you, senior." Xia Yunian shot to his feet, his expression stern, the tips of his ears flushed red, his gaze wandering as he stammered, I'm a bit hot. You guys eat first, I'm going out for some air." After saying that, he turned and left, leaving only a figure that seemed to be fleeing in disarray. Beside me, my brother's face contorted as if he'd eaten something sour. "What's with him? Don't you think he's been acting weird today?" I shook my head. "I don't know. Every time I've seen Xia Yunian, he seems to be acting weird. Could it be that he's worried I'll make him pay later? He's really something else. Your brother can still afford a lobster pot." My brother pushed the plate of shrimp he had just finished peeling in front of me as well. "Eat. Luo Luo, eat as much as you want. Your brother has plenty of money." Back in my dorm, I was lying on my bed scrolling through my phone when I accepted a voice call invitation from my brother. Sigh. Ever since my brother got dumped by his ex-girlfriend, he's been acting all neurotic. He insists on voice calling me for no reason, then takes a screenshot to post on his moments, pretending he has a new girlfriend. So boring. I yawned. A push notification popped up on my phone. "The poster you followed has updated." Oh. That other man guy updated? It took me all of 0 seconds to click into it. Today, she, my roommate, and I went to eat together. She was so good to my roommate, peeling shrimp for him and calling him brother. When will she call me brother just once? But, how could my roommate be so ungrateful, so comfortable letting his girlfriend peel shrimp for him? I may be morally corrupt and shameless, but what kind of good person is he? No, I don't actually mean to criticize my roommate. In fact, what right do I, a third party fantasizing about interfering, have to criticize others? I'm just. How sad. I can only watch them be happy and feel heartbroken in secret. I can't do anything else. I don't know if you understand, but it feels like my heart died at that moment. Netizen, your heart died, but your abs didn't. You still take off your clothes in front of her. That's terrifying. What are you mumbling about? Send a pic of your abs, or we won't read next time. I'm the mental health representative. What's wrong? Her Chioya is getting married, and you're over here singing and dancing. Maybe the young couple just enjoys her peeling shrimp for her boyfriend? Original poster replied, "You don't understand. Today, she gave my roommate cookies she baked herself. Not only was my roommate not grateful, but he even said that eating them would kill someone. Are you kidding me? She baked these herself. How could he trample on her feelings like that? Taking a step back, even if eating them would really kill you, shouldn't you eat them with a do-or-die determination?" Netizens were speechless. I can't roast this. This is a true love-struck idiot. Same old rules, everyone spit on him and then leave. But what the roommate said does sound a bit harsh. His girlfriend baked cookies for him. Even if they don't taste good, how could he say something so nasty? So what happened to the cookies? Did your roommate eat them or throw them away? Original poster replied, neither. They're still on the table. Netizen, then it's simple. Just go ask for them, right? Original poster replied, I don't dare. My roommate's personality is so-so, but his intuition is sharp. The moment I show any intention of overstepping, he will definitely discover my dirty thoughts. Perhaps my words have made you misunderstand something. Actually, I have no intention of destroying their relationship. I cannot, and absolutely will not, become a third party who interferes in others' relationships. I just want to watch over her silently, that's all. Netizens, loving the drama, started egging him on. Now you're playing the watching over her card, little homewrecker. Listen to me, you're just asking for a cookie, what's there to be afraid of? Just say you're hungry. Exactly. Your roommate said such nasty things, those cookies are definitely destined for the trash can. If the OP doesn't save the cookies from their demise, what's the fundamental difference between him and his roommate? The original poster hadn't replied yet. I froze while reading. Why does this plot feel a little familiar? Could it be such a coincidence? The next second, Xia Yunyan's voice came through my headphones. Jiangsu, did she bake these cookies for you? Huh? Who? My brother asked in confusion. Nothing, it's just, I'm a little hungry. Oh, you want to eat them? Then go ahead. My brother said nonchalantly, then thought for a moment and added a reminder. Be careful. If your stomach hurts after eating them, you'd better hurry to the hospital for a stomach pump. Maybe you shouldn't eat them after all? This is, how should I put it, really quite dangerous. Xia Yunyan didn't reply. After a rustling sound, my brother's shocked voice rang out again. Wait, you took all of them? Are you that hungry? Didn't we just finish eating? Fine, if you like them, eat more. But, let me ask you something. Do you, by any chance, have a habit of writing a will? A bizarre silence fell on the other end. After a long moment, Xia Yunyan's voice finally came through. No, why? Nothing, just that, you know, life is unpredictable, it's good to be prepared, right? Haha. Anyway, don't leave my sight today. Tell me immediately if you feel any pain anywhere, okay? My brother emphasized this repeatedly, only feeling at ease after getting an affirmative answer from Xia Yunyan. I listened for a while. An answer in my heart was becoming clearer and clearer. Could Xia Yunyan be the original poster of that thread I'd been reading? The next second, my phone vibrated. The post had been updated again. Hi everyone, I got the cookies. But, just as I said, my roommate is indeed a sharp person. I think he's already sensed my dark intentions. He just asked me if I have a will and told me to stay in his sight all day. What should I do? I have no experience with fighting. No, actually, I don't intend to resist either. I'm the one who wronged him first. If he wants to hit me, I'll have brought it on myself. I won't run away. The OP's update caused another uproar, and netizens scrambled to add to the chaos. Ask it, it has lots of ideas. Dalmatian. I'm a psychology major. Based on my experience, you should be very anxious in this situation. Is your roommate giving you a headache? Don't worry, go to the pharmacy and buy some ibuprofen, your head will stop hurting. You guys, stop stirring up trouble. If the OP really gets beaten to death by his roommate, what posts will I have to read with my meals in the future? Am I the only one who cares what these eat them and you'll die cookies, as the roommate called them, actually taste like? The OP replied, haven't tried them yet. I can't bring myself to. Netizen, please, just try one, for the sake of us who are desperately following this thread. A few minutes later, the OP replied. I tried one. It's delicious. Although it's a bit bitter, a bit astringent, a bit dry, and has a rather peculiar taste, isn't this just another style of baking? Perhaps the average person wouldn't understand, but and I'm not boasting, I felt a tremor deep in my soul. Could it be that she and I are truly a match made in heaven? Also, an addendum, I feel no discomfort at all after eating it, much less am I going to die. On the contrary, I feel my body brimming with power. At the same time, chaos erupted through my earbuds. Xia Yinian, hey, your lips are pale and your eyes are losing focus. Snap out of it. Hey. I quietly ended the voice call. And at the same time, I confirmed 3 things. First, Xia Yinian was the original poster. Second, Xia Yinian had misunderstood my relationship with my brother. And third, my brother's roommate was a bit more interesting than I had imagined. I think I'm kind of looking forward to meeting him next time. On the weekend, I took a picture of the movie tickets and sent it to my brother. A friend gave me 3 movie tickets. Want to go? Yes, of course. Oh, I pretended to be troubled, but there's an extra ticket. Who should I invite? My brother thought for a moment and sent a message. How about we invite Xia Yunyan? Last time he ate mom's cookies and had to go to the hospital overnight for a stomach pump. I feel a bit bad for him. Hee hee. My brother had no idea that his every reaction was part of my plan. Satisfied, I sent an okay emoji. A few minutes later, my phone buzzed. Xia Yunyan had posted again. My roommate invited me to the movies. Luckily, I'm extremely vigilant and refused on the spot. What do you guys think are the chances he's planning to lure me out to murder me and bury the body? What? He actually refused? The replies to the post were still pouring in. I patiently continued reading. Netizen, OP, you're still alive? We haven't heard from you since you ate those cookies. We thought. OP replied, let me explain first. There was nothing wrong with the cookies. I just had something urgent that day and didn't have time to check my phone, which caused a misunderstanding. Sorry about that. Netizen, why don't I believe you? You secretly went to the hospital for a stomach pump behind our backs, didn't you? Your roommate didn't ask his girlfriend but asked you to the movies instead? Take care, OP. Your suspicion might be coming true. Well, since OP already refused, what's there to be afraid of? Just stay away from him from now on. And wear more layers of clothing, don't give yourself any chance to take them off. OP replied, I did refuse, but just now, my roommate said his girlfriend is going too. Never mind that, can you guys help me decide which of these outfits looks better? Netizens were stunned, so you agreed? Where's your extreme vigilance? Did it disappear along with your shame of being a third wheel? I think the second one. It's light-colored. You'll look pitiful and vulnerable when your roommate beats you up. Maybe his girlfriend will feel sorry for you. I'd go with the third one. The shirt material looks average. During the fight, you can rip a hole in it to reveal your abs, and your roommate's girlfriend won't be able to take her eyes off you. The netizens argued endlessly. I grabbed my bag and took a taxi to the movie theater. I had to see which outfit Xia Yunyan would wear today. Inside the movie theater, my brother's face turned green as he looked at the movie poster. Luo, why is it a horror movie? What's wrong with a horror movie? Horror movies are great. Thrilling and exciting. Let's go in. Using all my strength, I pushed my brother, who had turned into a stone statue on the spot, towards the theater hall. Just then, Xia Yunyan's voice came from behind. Sorry, I'm late. I turned around. Xia Yunyan had changed into a shirt made of a semi-sheer silk material, with a few buttons casually undone. He paired it with dress pants that accentuated his tall, slender figure. It's the third outfit. I wonder when he plans on ripping a hole in his shirt. I promise I'll keep an eye on him. Perfect timing. Quick, help me push him inside. I turned and called for Xia Yinian to help. My brother was still putting up a last-ditch struggle. But Xia Yinian betrayed him in 0 seconds flat. After we clumsily manhandled my brother into the theater, he finally resigned himself to his fate, walking ahead with his head hung low. In the long, dark aisle, Xie Yinian walked beside me, looking quite composed. There was no trace of the panic from his online posts. I glanced at him, and a mischievous idea popped into my head. I feigned a stumble and grabbed his wrist. Sorry, I lost my footing. The sound of breathing beside my ear stopped abruptly. Xie Yinian's voice sounded a bit strained. It's fine. In the light from my phone, I looked at his wrist bone. A small mole lay there conspicuously. It really is you. Xie Yinian, I've caught you. The movie hadn't started yet. My brother sat to my left, single-mindedly trying to escape. Xie Yinian sat to my right, single-mindedly posting for help online. She's really here, sitting right next to me now. I'm so nervous, what do I do? She's wearing a short skirt today, she's so small and cute, I want to keep her. My roommate said her friend gave her the movie tickets. The fact that she was willing to share them with me, could it mean she likes me a little? Netizen, is there any risk she might fall for you? Poster replied, you don't think so? But just now, when we were coming in, she lost her footing and grabbed my wrist. Netizen, that only proves one thing, she lost her footing. The poster pressed on relentlessly, sorry, there's one more important detail I forgot to mention. Actually, I already checked our star signs, and our compatibility is 100%. Netizen, even more meaningless. The poster seemed to be quietly cracking. I think you guys are being a bit extreme. I hope you'll calm down before making a judgment. I'm not reading the comments anymore. Xie Yinian's face straightened. He put down his phone and stared ahead. Just then, the movie began. My brother swooped over, burying his head firmly in my shoulder, still being stubborn. Luo, I'm not scared, I'm really not. I'm just a little cold, let me lean on you for a bit. In my peripheral vision, Xie Yinian was staring in our direction. He looked even more unhappy. I mercilessly pushed my brother's head back. If you're cold, put on a jacket. I don't know if it was my imagination. But it seemed like the corner of Xie Yinian's mouth quirked up slightly. This guy and I had exchanged a total of fewer than 10 sentences. Just like the netizens said, she doesn't even qualify as a mistress, yet she acts like she's the main wife. I laughed secretly to myself. Under the cover of darkness, I reached out my hand, brushed it across his palm, and then, our fingers intertwined tightly. Beside me, Xie Yinian instantly froze. Pretending to be oblivious, I continued to enjoy the movie. Just like that, half an hour passed, and Xie Yinian didn't even move a muscle. He seemed calm, but in reality, his mind had already wandered off for a while. When the movie ended, I wrote a location in Xie Yinian's palm, withdrew my hand, got up, and dragged my brother out of the theater. When we parted, my brother's face was ashen, and Xie Yinian was lost in thought. Only I was cheerful. Plan successful. 2 streets over, at the location I had chosen. As expected, Xie Yinian was already waiting there. His expression was unchanged, pretending as if nothing had happened, and his voice was faint. Classmately, you asked me to come here. Is there something you need? Don't you know perfectly well what you've done? I crossed my arms, looking at him leisurely. Xie Yinian's face instantly turned deathly pale. The composure he had feigned a few minutes ago vanished completely. You know everything? He closed his eyes, his brow furrowed tightly, and his eyelashes lowered. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to ruin your relationship. I'll leave on my own. I promise I'll never appear in front of you again. You can hit me or scold me, whatever you want. It was my fault in the first place. It's what I deserve to end up like this. What did I want to do? Actually, I was just curious about how he would react. But, at this moment, seeing the panicked and fragile expression on Xie Yinian's beautiful face, I think he might have been right. Maybe it was because we watched a movie together. Maybe it's because our zodiac signs have a 100% compatibility. I do, in fact, like him a little. Alright, it's none of those. Actually, it's because he's really fun to tease. I clenched my fists, pretending to be composed, and leaned in to give him a peck on the lips. Caught off guard, Xia Yunian stared at me blankly. His lips parted and closed several times before he managed to stutter out a sentence. You, I, we, what are we now? I turned my head away and asked back, feigning profoundness. What do you think? He was stunned for a long time. His Adam's apple bobbed with difficulty a few times before he closed his eyes in shame. I understand, Luo Luo. I won't tell anyone. And what else? I asked. He took a deep breath, his voice growing quieter until he was practically speaking through gritted teeth. And I absolutely will not let Jiang Su find out. Very good. I nodded in satisfaction. I started to walk away, then stopped in my tracks. What's wrong? Xia Yunian looked at me. I bit my lip awkwardly, suddenly feeling my ears burn. Come here, let me kiss you again. It was, surprisingly, a pretty good kiss. One back in my dorm, I checked the forum post. Unexpectedly, Xia Yunian hadn't posted anything at all. Instead, my brother sent me a message. Turns out Xia Yunian was the one most scared of the horror movie today. He's been like a zombie since he got back to the dorm, not saying a word. When I talked to him, he got so scared his face turned pale. I don't think the movie was the reason for that. I just acted on a whim because he was hot and kissed him a couple of times. Was it really that impactful? I was even starting to feel a little guilty. It wasn't until a full 24 hours later. Xia Yunian finally made a new post. It was very short, just 4 words. She kissed me. The netizens went wild. What about your roommate? Didn't the 3 of you go to the movies together? Can someone tell me what the hell happened in just one day? Evidence has been secured. Send the abs pic to my chat within 10 minutes, or I'll screenshot this and send it to your roommate. Wait, dude, so you're both into this crazy game? Are we netizens just a part of your roleplay? OP, where are you? Hurry up and tell us what happened. Waiting online. Urgent. Thousands of comments followed, but the original poster never replied. Just as I was wondering, a notification popped up. It was from Xia Yunian. He's asleep. Can we meet? I'm downstairs from your dorm. It's okay if you can't. He even attached a crying puppy sticker. I got up and went downstairs. Xia Yunian was dressed head to toe in black, wearing a pair of black framed glasses that covered most of his face. Why are you dressed like that? I asked. Shoo, keep your voice down. Is this something to be proud of? He took my hand, lacing our fingers together, and led me toward a secluded spot, his voice low. Our relationship isn't what it used to be. We have to be careful, and more careful. Don't let him find out anything. So he disappeared for so long just to mentally prepare himself. Finally, we reached a deserted spot. I pushed him against the wall. It wasn't out of lust. It's just that Xia Yunian was bundled up so tightly today. It made one particularly want to get their hands on him. However, the moment my fingers touched the zipper, they were caught. The culprit had no intention of letting go, kneading my knuckles lightly. I was wrong. You're not well behaved at all. He raised a hand and took off his black-framed glasses. In the night, his eyes were dark and deep, as if they would swallow a person whole. You're very bad, Li Luo. You just want to play with me. I looked at him. My mouth felt dry, and my head was spinning. Can't I? He chuckled lowly. You can. He cupped my face with one hand and kissed me. As long as you like me a little more. Once Xia Yunian and I maintained this kind of relationship. In places where my brother couldn't see, we held hands, hugged, and kissed. He really knows how to be seductive. Every time we met, his style was completely different from the last. It was enough to make one's heart itch. Over the weekend, my brother went home for a visit. But I, captivated by beauty, stayed at school to fool around with Xia Yunian. While I was accompanying Xia Yunian to the academic building to drop off some materials, my brother called from home. "Luo Luo, you should come home next weekend too. Mom and Dad were just telling me they miss you." I nodded without a second thought. "Okay, I've been missing Mom's cooking anyway." Beside me, Xia Yunian's steps suddenly faltered. The stack of files he was holding crashed to the ground, scattering everywhere. I jumped, only then realizing what I had said. After ending the call, I chose my words carefully before speaking. "Xia Yunian, you heard all that?" "I heard." His lips were pressed tightly together. He lowered his head and picked up the files one by one, the veins on the back of his hands popping out. "All right, then I'll just be honest with you. Actually, you don't need to say another word." Xia Yunian interrupted me abruptly. "I already know, don't worry, I'll keep pretending I don't know. I'll be sensible and won't disturb you too." Huh? I was completely caught off guard. He already knows Jiang Su is my brother? So, all this time, he was just playing along with me? When did he find out? I couldn't figure it out for the life of me. I tentatively said, "Actually, it's okay for you to know. After all, it's been so long, and I've had enough fun." "You haven't had enough fun." Xia Yunian's voice was exceptionally firm, with a faint hint of pleading. "Luo Luo, you haven't had enough fun. I can still come up with many more tricks, I promise. You haven't had enough fun." I was dumbfounded. I never expected him to be so attached to his identity as the other man. He wasn't even happy about being promoted to the official position. I compromised. "All right then, let's play for a few more days." "Let's go, don't you have to deliver some materials?" I didn't notice Xia Yunian behind me, his face as pale as paper, murmuring in a low voice. "A few days? Only a few days?" The days flew by, and soon it was finals week. I was so busy every day that my feet barely touched the ground. I could hardly squeeze out any time to even covet Xia Yunian's handsome face. Until, half a month later. After submitting my last course paper right at the deadline, I realized I hadn't seen Xia Yunian in a long time. It wasn't just that I hadn't seen him. It seemed like he was avoiding me. What's wrong with him? I thought for a moment and pulled up that forum post again. Only then did I discover that Xia Yunian had updated it half a month ago. These days, I've been doing my best to dress up and seduce her every day. It seems like she kind of likes me, but she still has no intention of breaking up with my roommate. What should I do? I'm really going crazy. Yesterday, I overheard her on the phone with my roommate and found out they've already met each other's parents. I'm so jealous. I feel like a rat living in the sewer. I never knew being the other man was such a dark and painful thing. She said she'll only play with me for a few more days. After that, I can't bother her anymore. At most, I can only steal a glance at her from a distance. Why did it turn out like this? I'm so lost, so conflicted. I've had a good moral education since I was a child. How could I become a secret lover who can't be seen in public? Netizen, is this your first day of having a good moral education? It took you a few months of being the other man to realize this? The original poster ignored them and continued on his own. I can't continue to fall like this. I'm going to start avoiding her tomorrow. Logging in, day 0 of not liking her. What followed was half a month of check-ins. Today doesn't count. Day 0 of not liking her. Didn't sleep well last night, doesn't count. Day 0 of not liking her. Have a cold, doesn't count. Day 0 of not liking her. Didn't eat breakfast, doesn't count. Day 0 of not liking her. The netizens were speechless. Stop with the doesn't count. Why don't you just count on giving up? I was utterly amazed. So that's why Xia Yunian had been avoiding me these past few days. He actually interpreted what I said to mean the complete opposite of the truth. Xia Yunian, you're quite the character. I pulled up his long dormant chat window. I sent 10 consecutive idiot messages. Xia Yunyan finally sent a question mark at a leisurely pace. I smiled unconsciously and typed a line. Come downstairs, I'm here to see you. Once Xia Yunyan came down dressed in black again, all sneaky and furtive. The moment he saw me, he hurriedly dragged me into a deserted alleyway. Be careful. Jiang Su is still in the dorm. If he finds out, we're both done for. His brow was furrowed, and his beautiful lips were opening and closing. I didn't hear a single word he said. How did he get even better looking in just half a month? I recklessly leaned in and brushed his lips lightly. Xia Yunyan raised a hand to his forehead and sighed. Li Luo, you don't really like me. You just like my face. I added for him, and your body. He chuckled in exasperation. You're just taking advantage of the fact that I like you. He held the back of my neck and kissed me with a rare ferocity. For a long time. This long kiss deepened again and again. When I was released, I almost couldn't stand. I could only calm my breathing while coaxing him in a soft voice. Xia Yunyan, I really like you. He lowered his eyes, looking like he didn't believe it at all. What about him? Do you really like him too? Li Luo, you have so much sincerity, can I have a tenth of it? I hooked my arms around Xia Yunyan's neck and looked up, saying. Okay, I'll tell you, Jiang Su is actually. Xia Yunyan's expression suddenly changed, and he pulled me behind him. I peeked out. My brother was standing a few steps away at the entrance of the alley. His expression was so shocked and horrified that anyone would think the end of the world was coming. My brother finally came to his senses and roared as he rushed over. Xia Yunyan, you little brat, you dare to behind my back. I'm sorry, it's all my fault. Xia Yunyan apologized readily, looking like he was offering his neck for execution. If you want to hit someone, hit me. It has nothing to do with Luo Luo. I was the one who seduced her, and I was the one who told her not to tell you. Hit me, vent your anger however you want, I won't fight back. Huh? My brother, with his fist raised, had the fire of anger that had just been ignited completely stifled by this situation. Actually, it's not that serious, what's wrong with you? Xia Yunyan looked up in shock. Not that serious? My brother nodded, exactly. Although I'm angry that you kept it from me, I still support free love. Xia Yunyan's worldview seemed to collapse. Free love? My brother continued, don't think that's the end of it. The debt for coveting my sister, I'll definitely settle with you. Xia Yunyan looked completely frozen. Your sister? I hid behind Xia Yunyan, grinning mischievously at my brother. Hee, bro, don't hit his face. If you break it, what will I look at? So, Jiang Su is actually your brother? I nodded yes. You said you were done playing, you weren't talking about me? I continued to nod. So, you've only ever liked me from beginning to end? I was already tired of nodding. Sitting opposite me, Xia Yunyan, who still had a bruise on his face, intertwined his fingers and pondered for a long time. Suddenly, he burst out laughing. He raised his hand and hugged me tightly, his tense body gradually relaxing. Luo Luo, I'm so happy, really, so happy. That night, the post received its last update. Thank you everyone, we're together now. Half a month later, netizens were once again blown away by this message. Hey! Don't make it sound like some heartwarming love story reached a happy ending. Weren't you the mistress who moved up? What about your roommate? Is no one going to deal with this? An insider is here. That roommate is actually her brother. In summary, the OP was not actually the mistress. You mean to say, the OP mistakenly thought the roommate's sister was his girlfriend, and then fantasized all this about becoming a spiritual mistress all by himself? Is this really not a publicity stunt? Is this too bizarre? Whatever, since it's come to this, I wish them forever.